welcome to another episode of the Macy Vessell Show. I'm your host, of course, Macy Vessell. So on this episode, we're honestly going to hop right into it. Last night, the season 8 premiere of Love Island was dropped, and honestly, I am so excited to get into this recap. I was put on Love Island on season 6 with Serena, Cordell, Janae, Leah, and Rob. PPG and everybody else. And then season 7 came around, kind of got dark. It was a lot going on season 7, so I'm glad to see a refreshing episode 1 for season 8. So if you do not know what Love Island is, it is a love reality based show that is located in Fiji and is only ran during the summer, so it is a seasonal show. So me personally, I am a Ex on the Beach, Are You the One type of girl when it comes to love shows. So if you are into things like that, I would recommend those as well. As soon as the episode started, the cute song came in, and you can definitely tell they sampled Mariah Carey's "Do-do-do down, do-do-do-do-do down." Like, you can just tell that they sampled "You'll Always Be My Baby." I have an ear for music, so I can always just hear when samples. Actually, no, I can't, but I still have an ear for music, but I can't tell all the time. Ariana came in. Ariana Madix is the host, and she has been the host for a couple seasons now. If you do not know Ariana, I actually just found out her lore from Vanderpump Rules. So seeing her on Vanderpump and then seeing her on Love Island as the host, it definitely is a different type of vibe. So I can understand why, a lot of people are rooting for her and everything like that, because she has come a very, very long way. So initially, my favorite girls were Melanie, Trinity, and Beatrice. And also, I have to throw in Anaya because they are so tea. Honestly, all the girls this season are beautiful. Like, they're beautiful and they're very, like, personality. So since we're talking about personality, ooh, that rolled off my tongue. Since we're talking about personality, Anaya and Kenzie definitely set the pace of the episode. They came in very bubbly, very jitty. You can definitely tell that they were fans of the show because the way they're reacting. And since you can tell they are fans of the show, you can definitely tell that they're for love too as well. Anaya, initially off the bat, I thought her natural hair was beautiful. Her body was tea. I was very surprised that she was only 23 though. And Kenzie, she just graduated from nursing school. Like, Kenzie is a baddie. She's very energetic. So like I said, you can definitely tell they were fans of the show before they got on the show. But you can definitely tell they're fun and young. Melanie was initially my favorite. Honestly, I can play the quote on why Melanie is my favorite off the bat. Okay, so this is why Melanie is my favorite.
Any real woman that loves women never, ever, ever, ever has to say, I'm a girl's girl. It just shows.
I agree. I do not use the term "I'm a girl's girl." And honestly, if you use the term, kudos to you. Anything that makes you feel, good about yourself. I feel like, you should always use terms that make you feel positive about yourself. But me personally, I just think if you're a good person, you're a good person. But I'm not a girl's girl. Just like I'm not a girl's boy, boy's girl, whatever it is. I'm just a human person. I'm just somebody that, if you got common sense, you got common sense. We can either talk or we can't. To make sure to tell each other if they're delusional is definitely needed. And I really hope that they keep that pact throughout the whole season. I really don't want to see none of them go crazy over these dudes, because initially I really, really like the whole cast. Trinity, she's pretty, she's tall, and she's young, and you can definitely tell that she has a baddie personality, and I think it really shines through the way she walks, the way she talks. I really like Trinity a lot. I think Beatrice being on the show and also being in literally a medalist and having a disability and still being able to be, because she's actually a professional athlete. She runs for a living. And she said her type is tall, dark, and handsome. So, girl, mine's too. We see each other right there, Beatrice. Initially, I thought all the boys were really, really cool. My favorites were definitely Sincere, Zach. No, not Zach. Sincere, Sean, And Casey is starting to grow on me, and it's only episode 1, so I feel like he might grow on me eventually. Oh, and I also really, really like Bryce as well. When it comes to Bryce, I can definitely tell that he's there for love, and he doesn't want people to view him based off what he does for a living, but more so just love him for him. And I really love that because that's literally the whole point of the show of Love Island, to find love. Sincere, very young. He's very, I think he's very level minded. So I don't really see him going off the negative radar too much, but you never know. Because I think he did make a comment to KC about when KC wanted to make Anaya breakfast. He said something about like, money and things, cuz Anaya comes from money because her dad was a former NBA player and her mom they all have a nonprofit organization. So I was like, I might have to watch you just from that little comment right there. As soon as Zach came out, I immediately knew he was Charlie's brother. Like, you cannot even hide that feature. They look just alike. Even when they don't look alike, you can just tell that they are brothers. So when he said that, I was just like, oh my gosh, I was right. I knew it. Off the bat, I knew it. Sean, as soon as he said that he was a police officer, I was like, okay, they got a Fed in the, villa. Cool. you know, that's about it. As soon as I seen KC, I thought player. I thought he looks like the stereotypical player, and I also think that's probably why none of the girls went for him during the coupling, which we will get into soon. So let's hold off for the coupling right now. So those were my initial reactions. So after they came in, they got into a challenge where they tested their chemistry, their sparks, with kissing and things like that. Me personally, that's a lot of kissing and a lot of people in one night. So I don't know how they do that. That is a lot. Like, really, it is. After that, they played a game where they, like I said, tested their chemistry. And afterwards, they got to choose to couple up with who they felt had the most chemistry with, or who they wanted to just, initially wanted to get to know. So the couples ended up being Sean and Patrice, Casey and Anaya, Melanie and Sincere, Trinity and Bryce. So off the bat, during the whole kissing challenge, you can definitely tell that Sean and Patrice had a lot of chemistry. You can definitely tell they had a lot of chemistry because they kissed about about 5 times, honestly. But the whole point of the game was, if I, like, let's say I stood on this side of the wall and you stood on the other side of the wall, and I said I like cats, but you say I like dogs. I will stand in front of the door with the cat. You will stand in front of the door with the dog, and you will kiss the girl that's in front of the door with the dog, and I will kiss the dude that's in front of the door with the cat, because we're based off chemistry. That's how the whole game went. So they got a lot of questions and similarities within the game. That's why they kissed so much. Tell KC was into Anaya. As soon as he walked into the villa, his eyes literally lit up as soon as he seen her. You can definitely tell that he was kind of shy. He was blushing and everything. And you can also definitely tell that he expected Anaya to be behind his door during the coupling. I was very kind of sad to see KC standing there alone. It was kind of embarrassing, but it does happen. So I'm glad that, he was a good sport, because Anaya, the one that he initially wanted to be behind the door for him, didn't even get chosen anyway. So it was kind of like, fate kind of brought them together regardless. Melanie and Sincere, they are a very, very attractive couple, but I do think a lot of it would be based off of sexual attention more so than actual mental chemistry. But you can definitely tell that they are each other's level. Like, you can just tell. Trinity and Bryce definitely shocked me, but I liked it for some odd reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, opposites really do attract. And Trinity's younger, she's a baddie type. And Bryce is older, hardworking. And I also like the way that Trinity complimented Bryce when he was, kind of down talking about his trash job. Because at the end of the day, he does have a grown man job. Trinity was not lying. A lot of men do like to be on their phones a lot. A lot of men do like to, be posting baddie. No. Go fix that toilet. Go take that trash out. So Trinity was definitely right about that. The beauty room was beautiful. Like when I tell y'all, the beauty room was honestly like a whole Barbie fantasy land. I thought it was honestly better than the last two seasons. And maybe I'm biased because it was a light pink room, and I am very biased when it comes to pink. So that could be why as well. So with the Trinity and Bryce, I think during the coupling, when Ariana had asked, is Bryce really happy to be with Trinity? It's kind of like Ariana kind of had like a look on her face, like she was trying to temperature check more so. And I think it's because of past seasons, maybe, why she kind of had that look on her face. Because she definitely asked it in a certain way if you peeped it. Yeah. Beatrice saying that she does not like country music. I was like, girl, really? Mind you, I love country music, but that's also because I'm a fan of literally every type of genre of music. I just can't be friends with people that literally only have one type of music that they like. I don't want to hear Sexy Red. Honestly, I don't want to hear it at all. Kenzie and Zach being in the same bed together was very cringe because Zach not being attracted to Kenzie definitely throws it off. And I really, really hope that Kenzie will be able to find her love while she's in this villa, because she's kind of reminding me of Kayla from season 6 right now. But mind you, it's only episode 1. So this is kind of like initial reaction. But I really, really hope that she's able to find, someone that she's actually compatible with and actually wants to hug her and actually tells her that they can cuddle. Because he literally told her we're not doing no kind of fondling or no kind of hugging or nothing tonight. So that was kind of, I wouldn't say embarrassing, because as adults you do have to realize that you are not going to be liked nor attractive in everybody's eyes. So that is something that you have to deal with. So I'm kind of glad that he went about it in a more of respectable way, more so than just, kind of pushing her off. But we did get 2 bombshells at the end of the episode. Kata and Gabriel. If you didn't go watch the episode yet, don't listen to this part. So bombshell Kata ended up grabbing Bryce, and she ended up grabbing Zach at the end of the episode. And then bombshell Gabriel ended up grabbing Trinity and ended up grabbing Patrice. So I'm definitely excited to see how this plays out. I know that Sean is really, 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 really into Patrice, but I also know that she doesn't want to be a stepmommy. And she's young. She still wants to explore life. So I feel like if you don't have any kids, why would you want to play stepmommy or stepdaddy? I feel like that's very common, and I also feel like you have to find some way your compatibility. Maybe in Huda and maybe Huda and Sean should have been on the season together. They both got kids, so you never know. They probably could have worked. And I really hope to see some type of connections, more than just kissing or more than just cuddling by episode 2. I feel like this season definitely started off on a great note. It's very refreshing. It's definitely a whole different vibe than last season. So if you were kind of nervous to jump into this season, I would say give it a try. You might like it because it's not as drama filled, but it's only episode 1. Things can and they will change. So you never know. But thank y'all for tuning in to the Macy Vessell Show, and I'll see y'all next time.